Hello, friends. My name is Kathleen Whitehead. I channel a group called the Aspects of Love. They are a group of loving portions of many beings. They bring us loving messages and also just energetic love. And our goal is to increase the love on our planet. I am in deep gratitude for all those who are with us here physically now and who will be with us physically at another time, which is also now. And for those who join us cosmically, spiritually, in any way, we ask that only the benevolent beings join us. We will begin with light language, which is a heart-to-heart energetic language. You will not understand the words, but it will speak to your heart and you will get whatever message you are meant to receive from it. And sometimes it can be healing. We have a guest who is a dog, and we're going to ask him, his name is Teddy, if he would like to join us and would like to listen and observe and be in a calm place while we conduct this meeting. Thank you. And thank you, Teddy, for being with us. And Teddy's mom, Laura, thank you for being with us tonight. We will start out with light language. Excuse me. No, yes, the physical that died, but it's a kataiti. Tianana yella is a cachete. Ha, it and a maya taisike. Shana kete patiti and now they say, oh, diada. Kemeniata yetete aliana majikate. Sa yata tamiata ta dayata apateke se tiata tai tiana mahasekate ta tiana mahu yahata te katiapata si iatam. We greet you with our love, with our energy, with our support, and with our thoughts. We are the aspects of love that represents the loving core of many different beings. We act as a group and we wish to be here simply to support and encourage. We have noticed on your planet that the chaos is increasing. You call it chaos, you feel it as chaos. It does have an effect on your energy systems because it is part of the collective energies. Much chaos is being added to the collective. One thing you can do always is add as much love as you possibly can to the collective, and as much joy and as much peace and calm as you possibly can. But we wish to explain just a little bit about what is happening. We'll start with Mother Gaia. She has been very active lately. You may consider it chaotic, but think of it in terms of Mother Gaia is renovating the earth that she is moving into along with you. She is, with her hurricane, she is power washing. With her floods, she is scrubbing down and mopping. With earthquakes, she's moving things around. With all the different natural occurrences, she's spring cleaning and renovating. It is her way of preparing. And Mother Gaia knows what she's doing. We also want to remind you that everyone who is affected by these different renovations, we will say, signed up as a volunteer to be that part of their part of the transformation to the new earth, to the new energy, to the shift in consciousness, which indeed is coming. We will also talk a bit about the human chaos, which there is plenty of that to go around. There are actors who are playing their role as that chaos. They are somewhat like jesters because of the ideas and the things that are coming up, but it is not funny to us as humans as we watch it. And we know that it is unpleasant to observe. And it brings up in each of us that piece of ourselves that needs to be healed. So as you notice and respond and react to the different bits of what looks like chaos, ask yourself, what is it that I need to show to myself to heal? You will, by continuously asking those questions, you will uncover things that you have not looked at for a long time. But now is the time to heal those things. We would like you to observe the animal kingdom and notice that they're reacting to the energies that are being produced by all this change and upheaval and renovation and spring cleaning and all of these different activities. They are reacting, but they're not changing their daily lives. They're still doing what they need to do. They are living truly in the moment, but in the moment they do feel that. So they might be a little bit more skittish, if you will, but they're not becoming mean. They're not deciding that that deer over there doesn't agree with me and is not doing things the way I want them. So I'm not going to be around that deer. You're not seeing that in the animal kingdom or any other realms. It is the humans that are reacting, but it is the humans that are that have the abilities and qualities that need to transition to the newness that is on the way. But as that transition happens, there's some discomfort. We know that you have noticed all of that. We are going to suggest that as a means of care, in addition to looking for the things that need to be healed in your own personal experience, that you do some things to take care of yourself, some small things. That there are spiritual activities. You've heard of heart coherence, where you move that which is in your mind to something that is pleasant, and then you breathe that into your heart. You can find instructions to do that in many places. But here's another thing. As you feel the chaos, and you do feel the chaos, you may feel it in ways of just feeling out of sync. You might lose things, or misplace, or take the wrong direction, or so forth. That is you feeling and experiencing the energy of chaos, the energy of change. But we would suggest that you give yourself the feeling of control by doing small things, your spiritual practice, smiling all the time, but also give yourself something to organize. So if you feel like everything is out of place, organize your closet or a drawer or your purse or your desk or something like that. A little bit, one thing at a time, which that gives you the feeling of, okay, things are in order in my own personal space. And that will allow you to feel a little less chaotic as you go through your day. So that is something that you can do. Also, your just breathe, just breathe. Send love, send love, be love, send love to yourself, send love to whomever, including those instigators of chaos, we will call them, because they're doing a job. In a way, they are doing a hard job because they are going against their essence, which is love. Because, my dears, we are all part of the same loving being, having separate experiences. So those who are instigating the chaos are not having a good time. Their soul is out of sync, we will say, yet in sync because they're doing their job. We wish you to also take the opportunity to use the resources that are available to you. If you feel that you are meant to activate something in yourself, for instance, write a letter of complaint or suggestion to someone in power who can affect the chaos, do that. If you feel that you can be of assistance and feel more in control of your own personal life, to go and do something, a charitable work, take a walk in the woods. Nature is your best friend at this time. So do things for yourself that allow you to feel in control. And because what you are doing when you feel in control, that is the energy that you're giving to the world rather than absorbing the energy that is coming into you. You're counterbalancing that with your own taking care of yourself and allowing yourself to feel in that good space. And always do things with your highest intention of benevolence. Do not forget to ask us if you need assistance. And if you need a suggestion, an idea, or something like that, just say, hey, aspects of love or any being that you may be used to speaking to. Can you help me with this? I'm feeling this way and I want to feel that way. Can you give me a suggestion? Because in this rapid change, you are also very subtly experiencing deeper, stronger, magical abilities because that is the way you are moving. That is the shift that is happening. All of that is going to enhance. Remember one thing. You are love. Your essence is love. And that is where you wish to return to that loving space, loving yourself and loving others. Remember that you are exactly where you are meant to be. Remember that we support you and love you and wish to commend and encourage you. We are seeing your progress. We're also seeing that it is not easy progress to achieve. So we commend you for the work that you're doing. You, as the way showers, are helping those who do not know, do not, they've forgotten a lot of the stuff that you have remembered. They've forgotten everything you remembered. So just know that you are having a positive effect and you're helping them with your love. We are going to share with you again some light language to assist you, and then we will ask if there are questions. Nai te te kaza te se ma te kata dai di be ke te di a si ata ta ai te tia sin ya na na ia la te kase ti tia ta da ma ia ta dai ke te ta ia te ma ta i se ke ta a ha a ia te e ke te atania ma. Is there a question?
Yes, you mentioned that when we have like times when we are dropping things or losing things, doing, small human mistakes, that is because we are reacting to feeling the chaos in the world. And I wondered if also like technology problems were related to that also.
Absolutely. The energy of chaos is really the energy of change. the energy of fast movement, of we're just on a railroad track and going as fast as we can and changing. And we're going through against a wind, if you will, and that blows things around. And it's if you've been on a train and you know that it wobbles back and forth, and you wobble back and forth a little bit when you try to walk through the train, it stops and starts. That chaos is affecting everything, including, if you imagine the technology that goes through the ethers, if you will, and that that there's disruptions of everything, but there's also planetary influences that have uh, an effect. Like, what happens when there's a full moon and people get a little iffy, and then you've heard about planets that are in retrograde and how they can mess with your communication and so forth. All of these things have an effect. They are causing not chaos, but somewhat controlled or planned disruptions. So, for instance, you hear that Mercury retrograde you don't want to sign a contract during that time. That's because things are a little bit cloudy. So you have um, those influence also individually, and the moon that controls the tides, the Mother Earth, who is having all of these renovations. All of those things also hit the technology. So that you produce your own electricity, if you will. You've noticed if your vibration, your own personal vibration, might cause your phone to go to lose battery very quickly, or it might cause all kinds of disruptions. These technology disruptions have many, many factors: excessive use, disruptions in weather patterns, disruptions in the planetary alignments that these technologies, when developed, did not take into consideration Mercury retrograde. So, yeah, a little bit of a clash, if you will, but all of it contributes. So if you have chaotic energies, they're also going to contribute, because everything is energy. So does that make some sense?
Yes, it makes a lot of sense. And I was laughing, but I had myself on mute, but I was laughing because it was like, um, when technology was created, they did not take into effect or into consideration Mercury retrograde. And I think it's interesting because astrology is so considered not scientific, and yet it kind of is, and it was um the original science in human history, you know 2000 years ago, when they predicted the birth of Jesus. It was the astrologists, which now they've separated astrology and astronomy, but they really are one and part of the same, um and a continuation. Do you agree with that?
that absolutely, absolutely. And that by the same token, they did not consider that our friends who have passed to the other side use your phone technology sometimes, or they at least they do for Kathleen, to make noises because it's energy. So they can send messages that you've heard of all sorts of different things that happen with technology. So they didn't take into consideration that there are ancestors who want to communicate. So yes, and the astronomy is the scientific leg of the body that includes both astrology and astronomy. As all of science has been separated from what we will call spiritual pursuits, spiritual things, but it's all consciousness. And they are realizing that consciousness has an effect on everything. So we are happy that you enjoyed our little example.
I like that a lot. That consciousness has an effect on everything. Um, and because I mean, I have also felt, and if you have, of course, have confirmed that we are all connected, and all souls are connected, and um, and it's interesting to think that we are all that the consciousness can affect um, the technology that we think is so um, in a box, for example. I mean, by saying in a box, I mean it's a specific thing, but it actually is bigger than that, as so many things are.
It begins with energy, which everything is made of energy. The base energy, the beginning of energy, the source of energy is love, which is consciousness. And they are getting to the point that they cannot ignore consciousness as part of the scientific endeavor. Do you have another question? Teddy, or
He's here.
he's here, and he's asked a question about how this affects animals, what animals can do, because animals are growing in their consciousness. You well know, as the owner, the mom, the nurturer, the caretaker of this animal who lives with you named Teddy. You know that he has consciousness and he has more knowing than he's given credit for. He doesn't have worries. He doesn't, his biggest worry is if you leave and he doesn't quite know where you are and you're outside of your routine, which he has learned at this point, he's gonna, where's my human? The things that animals can do is what they're doing right now, which is living in the very moment, enjoying everything, and loving and teaching their humans. So, Teddy, you are meant to teach your beautiful human in the form of Laura how to love herself because you love her unconditionally and she
Oh,
love herself also. Thank
oh,
you, Teddy, for asking that.
oh. I think he understands the light language.
And he may well, because it is energy. He understands your language of love. And this light language is also love. So in his way, he understands it. In your way, you understand it because you get a benefit from it.
That's really beautiful. And Teddy does help me love myself because when I come home and he jumps on me and licks me and it just makes me laugh so, so much. And, it gives me joy. And
Yes.
those are things that you forget in daily life, just doing tasks, and somebody cuts you off on the road or whatever, and that you forget to be loving with regard to that person who may be in a hurry, maybe they're trying to get home really fast because they have to go pee or something.
We want to suggest that you look for that love in other beings, in trees, in flowers, in the wind, in the rain, in other other forms of beings, because they are all loving beings. They have a consciousness. Everything has consciousness. Technology has consciousness. It's just a little squirrely, but it's its own.
Interesting. Yeah, I was noticing a lot of dandelions that I think are beautiful, and how where I grew up, um, people were insistent that you put chemicals on the grass so that the grass would just be grass and there'd be no weeds, and I think dandelions are beautiful. And the thing is, they're a food source. You can harvest the dandelions and make salad. You can saute them. I mean, I personally think they're pretty bitter, but they're they have vitamins that you can't get in other places. So,
You wonder sometimes where that standard of pristine grass only originated. It's I admire a wild garden in someone's front yard, a natural, something that has gone back to nature. But that's coming. That's coming. And we love to see the colors. Not all planets have colors. Some have many more colors and different types of colors. But some planets do not have the beauty of flowers that you have. You indeed live on a planet that is rich in color and in vibrancy, in spite of what your technology of chemicals have done. But that's changing. It's changing. Do you have other questions?
um, I guess the idea of Mother Gaia doing her spring cleaning, and that we had tornadoes in our area last night, and I'm wondering if that's part of and the volcanoes erupting and some other things that you didn't specifically mention, but are those all related to this?
They are. Now, I think in terms of a tornado being a vacuum cleaner, and relate any kind of natural occurrence that is that seems chaotic, related to a type of uh, renovation, if you will, or spring cleaning or something like that, and understand that that is the kind of thing that's happening. Mother Gaia is not angry. Mother Gaia she doesn't do anger. She does house cleaning, just like you might do when your house is not suitable for you and you'd like to make it more comfortable for yourself. And Mother Gaia has put up with many, 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 many years, eons of being taken for granted. Think of her as um, the mom who finally decides, all right, I'm done with this. We are cleaning this house. Or I'm done with this. We are going to renovate that kitchen. I can't be in that kitchen anymore. So, she is a sentient being just like you, and she has consciousness, and she is rearranging. Does that make sense?
Yes, it's still a bit scary when these things occur, and I'm sure it's very scary to people who have hurricanes or lava flows unexpectedly, those kinds of things that are really, really destructive for the that which has been built, I guess. Um,
Remember, they have volunteered for these kinds of things. They may not have said, well, I want to experience a lava flow, but they have said, I want to be here and I volunteer for a life that is not the easiest, and maybe it's a little scary because I need to learn that lesson that I will be safe, and the lesson that my soul is eternal and does not need to worry about lava flows. Now, as you face these natural occurrences that give you fear, remember, I am safe. I am safe. Send out love. Send out love. Just observe, but don't, and take adequate precautions, of course. But there's always the beautiful part of one of these occurrences. You notice after these disasters, I don't like that word, but these occurrences, that people join together and help each other. They are inspired to love each other. They are inspired to go and help because they realize that those people who have been affected they need the help, they need the love. That's what you should remember. Does that make sense?
yes, yes, that was beautiful. And that's the hardest thing I think for me to remember, um, based on my family of origin, and that 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 people agree to the life path that they're on, and that's a learning curve for me. So I thank you. I appreciate the words of wisdom and the love that you bring.
And be in gratitude for the life that you have chosen. That will make it easier, smoother, and more joyful. The, the lesson that our channel has learned is to find the benefit, the learning, the positive from everything, every occurrence that looks like it is not positive, because everything does have that positive. Every occurrence, every experience has that positive learning, that positive reinforcement, that benefit. You might have had a childhood that was traumatic, but if you chose to take the positive, you came out stronger, more resilient, more compassionate to others who might have had similar upbringings.
Hmm. Hmm. That's beautiful.
Is there any other question?
You've given me a lot to think about, but I don't think I have any specific questions now. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. We truly appreciate your willingness to listen to us, to be here to assist our channel in her mission, which is now partly yours. So we leave you with our love. We leave you with more of our energetic language, our heart to heart expression of love. And our intention is that it will answer in any unasked question for this evening. Namanakete. Ha yananakete. Siatata mikiti eatana yabata.
Thank you.